Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Let's get to the motherfucking money. Welcome to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets. And it's Tuesday, guys, where we normally have ribeyes with Mike, but he did have an appointment this morning and wasn't able to make it back in time. Still, guys, if you want all your Mikey Mike action, make sure you turn into Pub Sports Radio tonight, Monday through Friday. You catch Mikey on his show, The Last Call. This show ain't sponsored by no one, guys. We're doing this out of our own generosity, so I do appreciate those that have found their way to this channel. As it's Tuesday, and it happens to be Get Back Day. Knock on wood, pray to God, do whatever you need to do, but we haven't had back-to-back losing days since baseball started, and I'd like to fucking keep it that way. On this show, we will talk the opening lines of pitching props as well as the closing K-prop line 30 minutes prior to the show going live. So do me a favor, if you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. First guy we're going to talk today, fellas, is our boy Christopher Sanchito. Christopher Sanchez at the Reds, striking people out at a 27% clip while walking people 8.5% of the time. Opened them up the morning line was 5.5 minus 146 on FanDuel, where the best line available to that 5.5 is minus 138 on FanDuel. Pitching outs are at 16.5 minus 110, juiced to the over, where the earn runs are at a 2.5 minus 175, juiced to the under. Lineups are out. They just came out about 10 minutes ago. 7 righties and 2 lefties. Sanchez opened the year versus the Reds going 5 innings, 2 earned runs while striking out 8 on just 85 pitches. And we talk about it a lot, guys, but if it wasn't for his first start, he would have won another inning of work. So the numbers could have actually been worse than the 8 punch-outs they did end with. Today is April 23rd, which to me does not fall under a back-to-back. For me, anything within a 15-day period does. Also, when I looked at the game logs of when he's seen Cincinnati on the first of the month, and he only had a ground ball fly ball rate of 3 to 5. When in his career, guys, he has been a 14% better than league average type of guy when it comes to ground ball percentages. So what I'm getting at is even on an off day for the guy, he only gave up 2 runs and still punched out 8. Now, the forecast does show 47% chance of rain. So if we're looking to back him, we definitely need to play weatherman a little bit. As Sanchez didn't see the Reds last season yet, in 2022, he did go 6 innings with another 7 punch-outs. On Sanchez, guys, the dude's 3-1 on the year to the over on his K-prop, with the only loss coming to the Nationals, which we know you need a good reason to run a K-prop over with. And how many guys swing first pitch on that team and are really good at making contact in the zone? It is what it is. No harm, no foul. Now, there are only 3 guys on this team who have seen Sanchez 5 at-bats or more. India was one of them, and he's not in the lineup. Now, these write-ups are before the lineups come out, so mind you, India was in this part of the lineup, guys. And even with Fairchild, Candelario, and India, now he's out. He was striking them out at a stupid 37% of the time. Now that's limited sample size, guys. But it's two of the top three guys in this lineup, and they don't strike out, period. And they say they strike out to him. Now, India's out. Cool. We still have Fairchild in the 2 spot or the 1 spot. I think it's the 1 spot. And that guy, by the numbers, doesn't strike out, but he does strike out to Sanchez. So that's what we can look at. Candelario also has struck out to him as well, but they have hit him decently well when they have hit him. They are hitting 400, a double, triple, and a home run. Now, what I'm getting at, guys, is when I look at the overall K percentage of those three, they just don't strike out. But we can get Candelario, who is striking out, and he has a bad record versus him. Steer and Fairchild are going to be tough. They're at the very top of the lineup. Stevenson can be tough as well, and they're in the top 3 holes. So I was waiting for the lineups to come out to see if I can get in, let alone playing weatherman and whatnot. And my way that I'm going to get in, if I do get in, is going to be a live bet. So I'll tweet out if I do get in live on him, as the first 3 guys are going to be tough for him to strike out. Doesn't mean he can't get them out, but when we get down into the other end of the lineup, we do have guys swinging and missing. The only other guy we got to worry about here is going to be Espanol. Now, granted, they did throw in a lefty who isn't striking out, but Christopher Sanchez dominates lefties with a 33% career strikeout rate compared to just a 21 versus the right-handed side. So don't hate it if you're on the over. It's either over or nothing. No way am I looking to go under. I understood the under yesterday with Ranger Suarez, but I just couldn't get there because I understood the over too. But they just didn't strike out to Ranger Suarez's freaking pitches. This guy does well versus them. It's the back half of the lineup, and he's probably only going to see those guys twice. So that's why I'm going to look to get in. Now, if he punches out the first any one of the top 3 to start the game, this dude's hitting 6 strikeouts today. So like I said, it's either over or nothing. And make sure you play weatherman. Me personally, I'm still going to check the weather an hour into the game, see if I see I check the radar. So I'm going to go to the radar, check the game, and make sure I see an opening enough for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. Or I'm not even going to fuck with it if I see any type of showers that could come in and freaking kick you square in the nuts. Because the worst thing to an over while betting a K prop besides injury is Mother Nature herself, guys, because they don't refund you. The books are going to keep your money, and you just get kicked square in the nuts. So appreciate you guys all for tuning in. As I see, underrated. The man with the freaking intro song himself who made it for me. Appreciate you. Best intro on YouTube to this date. People try to act like they got one like me. Nah. Nah. Have you had TBS call you and say you ain't supposed to play it? Fuck the bookies. All right. Sorry, Sharpie went on a little rant, but that's okay. Let's get into the next side of this story. And this story is our boy Andrew Abbott versus the Phillies part 2, striking people out this year at a whopping 18% clip, while walking people only 7.5% of the time. Morning line was 5.5 minus 115 on DraftKings, where the best line available to that 5.5 is now plus monies on FanDuel. Pitching outs is at I think it's 17.5 because I put 2.5 like a cuck, but that's obviously his earned runs are 2.5 minus 143 juice to the over. And his pitching outs are either going to be a 16.5 or 17.5. Projected lineup is 7 righties, 2 lefties. Just like Sanchez, guys, Abbott now gets his second shot at the Phillies, where both him and Sanchez faced off on the 1st of the month. Wake up, get up. It's the 1st of the month. And Abbott ended up going 5.1 innings, 2 earned runs with 4 punch-outs on just 90 pitches, coming off of back-to-back quality starts versus the White Sox and Mariners. And when we look at the Phillies' projected lineup, it's all fucked up. We talked about it last week, guys, and we know Sosa's going to be in it, and maybe Marsh now with Harper out. And if they can try to find anyone else but Marsh to play first base, I may have to look to bet this man's under today. As last season, guys, he struck out lefties at an absurd 33% compared to just 24.5 versus the right-handed side. And Marsh is a damn walking strikeout if you just throw him fastballs. Now, if we look at the Phillies' numbers versus lefties, their last 200 plate appearances, they're walking an elite level, middle of the pack in K percentage, and top 7 in isolated power. Almost identical to the Reds' numbers. So let's go see who the Phillies have seen in that time span. As they crushed Crochet of the White Sox, which we gave you a heads up on that day on that show. Mackenzie Gore went out 5.2 innings, gave up 2 runs, but had 6 strikeouts. And those are the only 2 that I would bet on in that time span. So I go check the other guys that had at least 6 punch outs, and no one had more than 6 versus this team. So for me, guys, this is either under or nothing. As yes, I like me some Abbott, but at the end of the day, his stuff isn't out of this world, and he relies on his delivery to surprise hitters, as he hides the ball very well for a left-handed pitcher. Now, when I look at his break in his pitches, his fastball is up to par, and his slider, curveball, and changeup are all either identical or up just a little bit. So the dude's ready to go. He's in prime peak. And a lot of the cappers guys are going to look back and talk about Abbott's minor league K percentage and how it's gaudy. It's through the roof. Whoop, whoop. It's his second year in the big leagues now, guys. He's going to his K percentage is going to jump up like most guys do, right? Nah. Why don't you do a little reading on where he played baseball at, dude? Like, he played in a minor league system where they used a baseball with tack on it because they were trying something out. And his break on his fastball instead of 15 inches was 21 inches. And he talked about how he used that and how he was able to play with it. And yeah, his strikeout stats in the minors are really, really skewed, guys. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to bet just a bet. I need the lineups out, and I prefer Marsh to not be in it. And I'll run the numbers and look to go under because that's the only way I can look to go with Abbott versus a team that can probably run him in Cincinnati. We are in a bandbox, fellas. This, like Mike would say it all the time when he was doing the RBI props, guys. Do you know who averaged the most runs last year per ballpark? And it wasn't the Rockies. It was the Reds, guys. That is one of the smallest stadiums out there. So, appreciate you guys all for tuning in. I got a little cotton mouth. Drink a little coffee. Before we get into the next guy, we got to hit the music, guys, because it's becoming a theme on this song when we do shit. Yeah, that means we got an underbet in, fellas. I got to get high, too. Ain't no one paying me, so I can take little breaks, right? All right, guys. Steven Matz at the D-back, striking people out. I don't even know what he's striking people out because I didn't write it in. My bad. Morning line 4.5 plus 110 on DraftKings, where the best line available is plus 120 on FanDuel. Pitching outs, we're at 14.5 minus 165 juice to the over. They're now at 15.5 juice to the under. Earned runs are already 2.5 minus 139 juice to the over, where the projected lineup is 8 righties and 1 lefty. Now we got a guy who I'd never, ever, ever look to bet an over on, but this is under, and it was piquing my interest from the get-go, guys. And Steven Matz is just not a strikeout pitcher. As in any season where he's thrown at least 100 innings, he has a K percentage of nothing higher than 22%, and that makes sense. When your main pitch is a freaking sinker, he's a ground ball pitcher, and he throws that damn near 60% of the time. And he just seen the D-backs 10 days ago, going 4.2 innings with 4 runs, only 1 earned, while only having 2 strikeouts. And we get the same number of 4.5. And I have a rule, guys. If they go low, we can't go high, and vice versa. But that rule's for people who strikes people out. Yeah, this ain't Matz. And now we all know Eugenio Suarez is a walking strikeout at times. And versus Matz, guys, he struck out 4 of his 11 at bats. But he's also hitting a nice 400 off of him. So when he does make contact, he hits singles. You wish it was for freaking power, huh? Me too. But at the end of the day, 3 of his 4 hits are just singles. So hopefully they give Suarez a day off. But even with him in the lineup, I've got this guy for nothing more than 3 today. So let's talk about it. Now, what makes sense, guys, is the under to me is we have to take it before the lineups come out because we know who the top 4 are in this team. I like not to bet stuff before lineups are out because, you know, you can get tricked or fooled. Somebody gets a day off. Whoop, whoop, wham, wham. Nah. we know what we're getting from the Diamondbacks in the top 4 spot today. We're going to get Marte, we're going to get Carroll, we're going to get Gurriel, and then we're going to get Walker. That's just the way they run their shit versus lefties, guys. And yeah, you got to take advantage of it. And that's what I did. As Team Sharpie got in this morning at 4.5 minus 134. I think the best one available is on Bet River at a minus 150. A lot of guys that got in on offshores with me that pay for my bets, they hooked it to the Celtics money line or something they thought wasn't going to lose that was stupid, and got the juice down that way. I don't hate it, guys. I don't like betting unders. It's the worst thing ever to me, but God has been good. Knock on wood, call it whatever you want. I've bet 4 this year. We're 4-0 when we bet an under. I don't want to fucking lose this one. And let's talk about why I don't think we're going to lose this one. It's the top 4 in the lineup, guys, versus a lefty, let alone this lefty. Marte, Carroll, Gurriel, and Walker. They've all seen Mats 38 times and have struck out 3 times combined. Now, Carroll's only seen him 3 times, but he's a great contact guy and has a 3% whiff rate to his sinker. Where the other top 4 guys in the lineup, guys, have a combined less than 10% whiff rate to the guy's 2 main pitches. What else do you guys want? Well, the strikeout pitch is a changeup, guys. Well, there's 7 people in this lineup who are great at not whiffing at the changeup. At the end of the day, guys, he's a ground ball pitcher. Just seen this team. Didn't strike him out. And they're a contact hitting team. Top 4 people have struck out 3 times in 38 at bats. Gabriel Moreno below 10% in whiff to the changeup and whiff to the sinker. We have other guys. There's 2 guys we got to worry about in this lineup, and Suarez being one of them. And I expect Grichuk to be in it as well. But Grichuk's numbers have started to change this year, guys. And I'm not going to say, oh, he's changed because it's been a month. But when you're around the D-backs team who makes contact, and their whole key about it is just put it in play. Put it in play. It rubs off. And even in the numbers, guys, Suarez and Grichuk, strikeout rates, whiff rates, all that's gone. Not saying they're great. Grichuk's has been good this year. I still expect the dude to punch out, but is what it is, guys. I am taking Steven Matz under 4.5. We got in this morning at a minus 134. Let's get into the next guy that we got to talk about. As I'm excited. I wrote a damn book on this one, so hope you guys got your notebook locked in for the end of it, guys, because I think I came up with some shit right here on Pablo Lopez, fellas. Not shit being bad. Shit being good. Morning line, 7.5 plus 116 on FanDuel, where the best line available is still plus 115 just now on DraftKings. Pitching outs is 18.5, minus 155 juice to the under, where the earned runs are at minus 1.5. 1.5, minus 135 for his earned runs. Juice to the under. The books are fucking saying he's going to go out there and shalanka-danky these motherfuckers. And I'm going to tell you he's going to go freaking shalanka-danky these motherfuckers. So we got to find out how we going to get on Pablito today. 5 righties, 4 lefties projected lineup. Nobody knows. Pablo Lopez gets his matchup with the White Sox. Where last season, guys, he's seen them 3 times having 8, 8, and 10 strikeouts depending on the game. Now they jumped Pablo to a 7.5, as it will be his first 7.5 this year. And it doesn't have to do with that much past history, guys. As in the projected lineup, there's not much past history, as only 5 people have at least 4 at-bats and nothing more than 10. Jimenez, Vaughn, Benintendi, DeJong, and Maldonado. And they're only striking out 21.5% of the time. And that's only 37 at-bats, though, so super small sample size. I get why there is plus money on the 7.5 today, as the Sox over the last 15 days don't scream K-props over with their K percentage, but they are bottom of the league in isolated powers, which I talk about all the time. You can project your guy to be out there longer. So let's go see who they've seen in this last 15 days. I wouldn't look to bet on Chris Paddock, but the dude had 10 punch-outs last night, which is not good for us. One thing I don't like, guys, is betting a guy's K-props after a guy just goes out and has a career night versus the team. At the end of the day, guys, they are professional hitters. Aaron Nola went 8 innings with 7 punch-outs. He's seen the Reds and Royals where he missed Green, and the Royals don't got a righty I would bet on. Tanner Bybee got waxed and only had 2 strikeouts. Tristan McKenzie had 2 and 5.2 innings of shutdown work, yet he didn't look the part until his last game, and that may have just been a matchup with the A's. So at the end of the day, guys, they ain't seen nobody I'd bet on has hit this 7.5. Even Aaron Nola, 7. Didn't hit it. So, are we going to go out there and bet us some Pablo Lopez? Are we going to get in there on some Pablo Lopez? Let's talk about it. Last season, guys, Pablo Lopez was a 7.5 7 times. He was just 3 and 4 to the over. Yet he did hit 7 3 different times. So what I'm getting at is when they jump Pablo up, he's pretty much getting 7 or more. And the question is, do we want the 7.5, or do we want to look for a same game parlay and pull him down to 7, where he's hit that 6 out of 7 times when they put him at this number? The black book should give us the answer, guys, as that's why we track lineups on this show. And if we get this projected lineup, I may double dip, guys, as they're walking at a decent clip, yet striking out 26.5% of their at-bats, and their isolated power is freaking garbage, below 0.50, like maybe one of the lowest isolated powers I've seen in my life. And it's going to be the worst K percentage he's seen in them, as last year, nothing higher than a 22% K rate when he's seen them 3 times. And the worst isolated powers where he's seen them was a 114 and a 104, both terrible. And he went 7+ innings those days. So the overall numbers is actually worse this year when we have these projected 9 in the lineup. And once lineups come out, guys, I've got to look to take his outs over at plus money, as he played them twice last year, 114 and a 104 ISO, went 7+ innings in both of the games, where that's a bottom 2 ISO already. The lineup that we're projecting have a 0.05, like trash, below 1, guys, below 100. Like this team ain't hitting nobody. So give me the plus money once the lineups come out. I will tweet out how I get it. And then it's going to be like a double bet for me right here. And what I mean is I'm going to probably plus 260. I'll explain it how I bet it when I get it out. It'll be a unit bet. I'll put 0.75 on his outs at plus money. And then I'm going to take a 0.25 bet, $25, and I'm going to go put it on a parlay. I'm going to parlay it with his outs over at plus money, and then his strikeouts over at plus money. Now, I don't want to be too invested into the strikeouts because, like I said, if I get waxed, it's because Paddock went out there and had 10. This guy goes out there, goes 7 innings with 7 punch-outs. It's because Paddock went out there and had 10. It is what it is. I get that. But when I dug through it, guys, and when Pablo Lopez went over 18.5 outs last year, didn't matter who he faced. He did it 9 times. 88% of the time, 8 out of 9 times, he freaking cast this 8+ strikeouts, guys. So it kind of freaking correlates is what I'm getting at. When you got Pablo going deep, he puts up numbers on the K prop for you. So my bigger bet will probably be on his outs, just waiting for lineups, guys. At the end of the day, you've got to be patient, but give me this crappy ISO and I'm going to attack it. Now, if they want to switch up the lineup and I don't end up liking the way it ends, I'll just do a full unit on the outs. It is what it is. Now, I don't hate the over on his K prop, as I'm just a little bit worried about Paddock last night, guys. You just don't like, I don't like running it, guys. Glass now went out and punched out 14 Twins. Bobby Miller the next day didn't come to 5. Like, it's just the way fucking baseball works. These guys come up, like, they just got questioned by reporters in the dugout about punching out 3 times. They're not going to punch out again the next day. They're just like, fuck that, dude. I'm just going to just put it in a fucking bunt. Fuck it, dude. Like, I'm not going to hear this crap again. Like, I get it, bro, but I expect a big day from Pablo. He manhandled this team, guys, 3 different times last year. And, yeah, the only time they did get to him a little bit is when they had an ISO of 140, which is league average at the time. They have nothing above 100 the way they can put it up, guys. So it's just, do I want to single game parlay it with his strikeouts as well? Because like I said, 8 out of 9 games where he went over 18.5 outs, he had 8 strikeouts or more. So plus 260. Woo! Oh boy. So lineups pending. I will tweet out how I bet Pablo Lopez tonight. And then the last guy I'm looking to bet, fellas. Yo, Sharpie, send me the link, my guy. Fuck yeah, we got RBIs to talk about. I'm gonna chat with you guys for a second while I shoot the dude the link, and we'll get to the monies. Got to do a little bit of everything. So right now, guys, the only bet I have in before lineups are out is gonna be Steven Matz under 4.5. I got in at minus 134. I have 20-something people that pay for my bets. Plenty of them are in the chat. They'll vouch for it because they bet that shit too. If you want to see my ticket, I'll show you that too. At the end of the fucking day, guys, I'm not here to sell you pipe dreams. I am here to make money. And if you can make some money off of me as well, or if I could save you from freaking losing money, that's what we're fucking here to do, guys. And big thing I did learn at church, guys, this weekend. I always preach thank you. Thank you this. I always say, dude, say thank you. I it's so disrespectful when other people bet your bets and you don't even get a thank you back. Like, are you too fucking grown up to tell another man thank you? It's like that not okay? Like, and the pastor was talking about it like just whoop, whoop, wham, wham talking, and he's like, man, you know how many times people don't say thank you? Like, Jesus healed 10 people of leprosy. Only one came back. Like, how come 10 people didn't come and say fucking thank you? Thank you for healing me, bro. Because they expected it. A lot of people expect it. Me being one of them. And I'm like, damn, I don't think I've thanked God enough, man. I'm always asking for stuff. Man, I gotta be thankful for everything this dude. This dude's got me out of the joint, out of the gutters. Like, bro, y'all may not even want to know where this motherfucker's been in his life, guys. And life is wonderful. Life has become great. I've owned marijuana companies. Like, and this is a guy who got out of prison 14 years ago, and no one wanted to give a fucking couch to sleep on. You know, they're like, oh, no. Hey, bro, you can't sleep here. Hey, bro, you can't sleep here. Now, everybody comes and lets me sleep. Now, people give me houses to watch while they're gone. So, go ahead and send that to Mike. Why is that? There we go. Just went to Mike. So now I can stop BSing you with the little church story, fellas. Had to send Mike a link so we could talk us a little baseball. And, yeah, man, no bullshit, man. The move to Tennessee has done nothing but get my walk with God right, bro, which is I needed to do. So, you know, can't complain. Let's freaking, before we get Pablo Escobar off and we talk us some freaking Gosman, Mike made it back, guys. And that means we get to talk us some RBIs. If you go watch the beginning of this show, Mike, you're gonna hear how I gave you your promo, bro. I don't hate. I let them know you were busy and to go catch video, bro. I'm not one of them dudes to be like, oh, he's not here. I'm like, dude, he's got a show Monday through Friday. Support the last fucking Megalodon and give the dude his fucking money, bro. Like, pay the fucking man.
The size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
Man.
Listen, man, the only thing more reliable than a Timex fucking watch is your boy Pimp Slap POD. If I got a Tuesday window, I ain't missing it. Rain, sleet, or snow, the bookies got to know I'm showing up ready to go out there and kick some fucking ass, Sharpie. I'm excited to be here, my guy. We got Dinger Tuesdays back. Let's go. Let's get some money.
Bro, we know how we roll. So you just go ahead.
This last fucking week, Sharpie, 6 balks runs with my guy at bat. 6 balk runs. 2 designated hit swap outs after only 2 at bats. And then I had a home run called back at the wire. The guy leaps over the back wall and leaps it back in and gets the it saved me on a first 5 under, but I had more cash invested on the RBI. Well, I would have made more cash than I would have with the home run. So anyways, what that all means is we're all human. This thing is a learning process. We evolve as we go. And I'm ready to go today. I think we got ourselves a good spot to get there. Like I said, it is Dinger Tuesday. The contest, the promos are back, and you got to take advantage of these things. Here's why. You'd make a small investment. Maybe it's a $25 investment for a guy to get a home run. Just pick the home run spot out there. Then they start giving you added dollars for him every time there's additional home runs. More $5, $10. So win or lose, you're going out there and you're crushing. You go out there, you just knock a couple of, you get in a game with 4 home runs, although home runs are down on the season. You get a nice big fat bonus bet to go along with things. So those bonus bets are great to parlay together for the next day. So I'll preach to the choir all day long, but I like the lineup today. I thought there was a great card. And you know what I like most about the lineup, Sharpie? You approach this thing, there's a lot of different ways to look at how to get that done. Had to reevaluate, had to go back to the old black book, as you call it. The basics, the 101s. What do we need? Favorable weather conditions, preferably the wind blowing out. We need pitchers that are on the struggle. We need to find batters that are hot. And ultimately, we want offenses that are generating a lot of runs on their home ballpark. I think we check all the boxes today with these players. I think we got a good opportunity. So we'll dive right on in here. No particular order. Let's just fire them off as I got them carved out on the card. And let's see if we can't get that cash today. So first game we're going to start with here, we're going to the San Diego Padres, Colorado Rocky spot here. For anybody that doesn't know, there has been incredible sharp buying right now all day long, all night long. There's been 2 separate sharp buy indicators I've received on the Colorado Rockies. I can't believe it. Michael King's going to go out there and struggle with the Padres. But if that's going to be the case, they can't win if they don't score. Someone's got to go get it done. And why not go to a guy that is all trending positive, upward and onward here? Last season, had the best barrel rate of his career. This season, he's on top of that better rate there. He's playing even better now, smaller sample, but even better now. He's got great home run progression out there. He's a guy that likes to hit fly ball to home runs like crazy out there. 13.3% of his fly balls have gone yard out there. We don't need him to go yard. We just need him to bat some of these guys in. And Michael King, full-time starter, considerable decline on the fastball out there. Plenty of opportunity for Ryan McMahon to go deep, go yabo, get this thing done, drive a couple guys in. He's in the magic spot as well. Plus 155 opportunity for our guy, Ryan McMahon. He's having the best season of his career, arguably. As shitty as this Colorado team is, Sharpie, no team in the last 20 years has been behind in every single game of the MLB season thus far, except the Colorado Rockies. We got him in the 3 spot there. He's got Tovar and Blackman in front of him. That's going to be where we open the card up. Plus 155, Ryan McMahon. Ideal situation there. It's Coors. We know the balls fly out there. Game number 2. Let's move on up there. Let's look at this Blackburn matchup with Blackburn and the New York Yankees. Shout out to yours truly. I was able to capture that Oakland Athletic spot yesterday at plus 215. Great cash out there. But I got to go now, and I got to look to fade, or I guess I got to go back for the regression in this case here. You take a team that got shut out yesterday. They're on their home field. They got to be pissed. They got to be ready to attack and charge. I can't imagine that the Yankees get completely iced out by our guy here in Blackburn with this Oakland Athletics team. And I got to go to a guy that doesn't seem priced right to me. Now, granted, he doesn't have any experience against Paul Blackburn, but he does go out there and he mashes the ball. He brought this guy in to be a key contender out there. He plays favorably in the lefty-righty matchup out there. You got a team that averages 4.35 runs per game coming off the shutout. And here's a guy that goes out there on the righty as a lefty. He's got a 316 average, 31 bases, 57 at-bats. And he's gone with the over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 7 of his last 10 home games. He feels good in the new digs out there in the pinstripes. Juan Soto is priced at plus 200. In what world should this guy be in the spot where he's going to get 4 at-bats minimum with this Paul Blackburn situation, and he's just a masher? When it comes to the lefty versus righty, 396 at-bats, 112 hits, 27 home runs, 88 RBIs. The best productive offense and batting average against the right-handed hitter on the team out there. 200. Are you fucking crazy? Let's go onward and upward. We talked about favorable hitting conditions. We talked about home field teams that can score. It's only right that we isolate this. I mean, check all the boxes. JP France. Well, get this guy a fucking hook if he goes past the second inning out there. Then we got favorable hitting conditions. 12.7 miles an hour out to right field at Wrigley. Last but not least, we got ourselves a situation with the number one offense in Major League Baseball, 6.2 runs per game at home. I thought about Michael Busch in the 5 spot. You know, it's a guy that I've been trying to target and get right. He did have himself a 5-game home run streak, got it snapped out there, and he's kind of been struggling since with this Arizona Diamondback spot. But when in doubt, go to Cody Bellinger. Here's a guy that, again, doesn't have any experience against JP France, but he has experience in smashing and cashing, and he's plus 140. So he's in that ideal magic spot for us. That's right in that target strike range out there. Batted ball profile for this guy, tons of fly balls. That ball gets up in the air. The fact that it's going out into the right, to me, says JP France and his 7.08 ERA are in trouble. They're expecting him to allow almost 2 home runs in this particular game out there. I think the RBI is good money there behind Dansby Swanson and Ian Happ. And then last but not least, I got one more, Sharpie. I got to go deep. Actually, I lied. I got 2 more. I got 2 more for you guys. I lied. I'm rolling into Atlanta. Talk about them offenses that are productive out there. We got a spot where this offense is number 3 overall in Major League Baseball. You got to look at this Atlanta Braves team, and they're at home, and they got the Marlins, and they got 9.2 miles an hour of wind moving out again across the field, out to center right field out there. I'm going deep in this one, though. Here's a guy with tons of experience against Trevor Rogers. 13 at-bats, 6 hits, a home run, and 2 RBIs. .462 batting average out there. He's sitting in the 6th spot, and he's priced as a backup. This is because he is the backup catcher on this team. Travis D'Arnaud at plus 170 is the guy when he does get in there. He's productive and explosive. 3 home run drive the other day and an 8-3 win on Friday against the Rangers. He played the Marlins the other day in the 6th inning. He goes yard as well out there. Yard's the measurement we need for these guys to cash these things at a plus 170 spot for me. Travis D'Arnaud at, again, the number 6 hole for us. And then we'll bring her home. Last but not least, we talk about, again, all the conditions line up. I know it's, we're trying to get this thing back. We're trying to go big. This is a great round robin day for me. Put these on a little parlay card, smash them and mash them. Toss them all around because you got an opportunity to go out there and get some 3-leggers, some 4-leggers, some whatever leggers out there. And I'm going to go back to this. Talk about hot teams in Major League Baseball. The Angels and the Orioles match up with conditions favorable again. 8.1 miles an hour out the middle, 70 degrees at first pitch. Should be a nice day out there to go take advantage of Griffin Canning out there. This guy is a home run allowed machine, 1.6 home runs per 9 in his Major League career, his entire career. And he's on the downtick. He's having one of his worst careers ever, one of his worst seasons ever. He allowed 5 homers already this season out there. His stuff plus ratings are tough as nails. I mean, it's just a bad spot to be for this guy. And he's going out there playing an offense that is crushing. Then you look at some of these numbers, and I saw Anthony Santander was the guy I wanted to target. But he's priced at like 125. There's no value there. But just behind him in the lineup, number 5, we're going to go back to him. Here's a guy that I've been trying to kind of keep my eye on. I've been taking some swings with this guy, and he has been productive. In Colton Cowser, homered 2nd straight game on Monday out there. He went against the Angels already, home run. The day before he played against Kansas City, he home run. He home run against the Brewers the series before that as well. He's confident with the bat out there. He's a young guy that was brought in. We've talked about him before. I'm going to go back to him, and he's priced at plus 225. Stupid money out there for us to get this cash. Let's just get a couple of them, but we might as well just knock them all in and get them home. What do you think, Sharpie? Speechless.
Man, I was listening to the first 2, and then I seen that the White Sox freaking lineup came out, and I started grinding. Then I went and put my bets in, and then I put them into the chat. And yeah, so I did not hear the last 3 you said, so I'm gonna make sure you hit a recap. But yeah, Juan Soto at plus 200. I usually type them in the chat as they go, but I was like, fucking, I gotta get my bets in. So I put it in the chat.
You're good, man. We're good. I'll give you guys
How
a recap.
I bet Pablo, guys. We talked about it on the breakdown. You've seen why I'm single game parlaying it. So, yeah, there's you go, guys. That's how I bet Pablo. Go ahead and give us the recap, Mike.
Yes, sir. Get that Sharpie cash in there on the K side of things. The batting side of things, we're going to take care of it right here for you guys. We'll start last first here. I'll just go top to bottom on my sheet. Colton Cowser plus 225. Baltimore Orioles opportunity. Colton Cowser plus 225. Cody Bellinger, Chicago Cubs, hottest offense in the league, plus 140 out there for us. Juan Soto off the shutout. Yankees looking to bounce back against Blackburn, priced at plus 200. Ryan McMahon, best season he had last season, has only been trumped by what he's done to start this season out. He's at home, plus 155 for Ryan McMahon. And then Travis Darnaud. I'm not even sure if I said it right. Don't have to say it to play it. Travis Darnaud is plus 170. Hitting 6. He's a little deeper in the lineup than we're comfortable with. But what I learned after last week with these balks and these fucking designated hitting situations is just give me the batters that have the ability to go get this thing knocked in for us. And we got to do it early. We can't wait till that third or fourth time around because we don't want to see our guys getting swapped out. So that's going to do it, man. That's going to get us that cash. I feel pretty confident about what we're in place with today.
I got a little stat for you, Mike, that I dug up in my book today about Pablo, because I know you didn't hear it because you were driving on the way and getting there. But when Pablo Lopez goes over 18 and a half outs last year, he had 8 or more strikeouts in 8 or 9 games.
And he's priced at 7.5 today?
I mean, how do you not single game parlay that for a little bit? He's 7.5 plus money.
Game.
Yeah. Now I'm not straight betting him and shit and like going hard because they freaking Paddock had 10 yesterday. And when a guy goes and has a career day before, that scares me some because I've seen it too many times. But the main bet's on his outs because I have him going over. But how do you not put in a little single game when you see what he does when he goes deep?
Oh, the fucking White Sox stink. White Sox stink.
They suck.
They're
bro.
terrible.
I
talked about how bad that Rockies team is.
Oh, bad. They're
the only
bad.
team that might be worse is the White Sox.
Appreciate you as always, bro.
Yeah, man.
They're bad, bro. I mean, they got Maldonado on their team. That should say enough, bro. And they let them play. So at the end of the day, bro, appreciate you for tuning in. We know you got your show later. Let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you.
Sharpie, we have been on a run and a half. How about we went 7-0 in the NBA yesterday? 7-0 to pop that thing off. We have been destroying these first half unders in the NBA. If you do nothing else, don't even ask to listen to my show. Just play the first half unders in those NBA games, the playoffs. They're cashing at, it's now 17-2 through the first 19 games. And it's been a lot of fun to ride that pony. We got the NHL. We got Major League Baseball, of course. And it's going to be a nice card tonight. So we got, of course, Billy Briz coming on there to talk about the NBA and this playoff situation. And you'll find me 6 p.m. Eastern. Last call over there on Pub Sports Radio. Sharpie, my guy, appreciate you having me on every Tuesday. Find me here with our guy Sharpie, busting it down, trying to get these balls out of the yard, baby. Let's go. No Diddy.
Let's go, my boy. My boy.
The size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
I'd say that's a 70-foot shark. But this ain't a 70-foot shark. This is Kevin motherfucking Gosman, fellas. And if you're just tuning in, we have Steven Matz under 4.5 strikeouts at a -134. It has moved tremendously on a lot of books. -150, I believe, was the best I've seen before the show on Bet Rivers. A couple people that pay for my books have locals, offshores, and they had some shitty juice, so they ended up taking like Celtics money line or hooking it to somebody's hit, or they did their own parlay with it to get the juice down. But go ahead and check out that breakdown, and if you want to see why, and I would probably still pay the juice personally, but you know, what if the Celtics fucking lose? Watch them win by 40 or whatever, but as they should. But let's talk us a little baseball, guys. We are on a split unit bet for Pablo Lopez. I put that in the chat as the lineups came out when we were with Mike. And then we're also on Matz's under 4.5. Now we're going to get to freaking talk the last guy on the board. Kevin Gosman at the Royals, striking people out at a 23% clip while walking people 7% of the time. Morning line was 5.5 plus 110 on MGM. Best line available is -130 now to that 5.5 on FanDuel. Pitching out 17.5, -130 juice to the under, whereas earned runs are at 2.5, -143 juice to the under as well. 5 righties, 4 lefties in the projected lineup. Guess who's back? Back again. Kevin's back. Tell a friend, Nah. And my dumbass told you last week if you thought he was back that a 5.5 was dumb, and yet my dumbass didn't freaking bet it because I lost the first 2 weeks and I pussed out like a giant vajayjay. And he ended on 6 guys. Now there was 4 guys in that lineup who just didn't strike out the Gosman, yet they were spread out 2 through 9. So I was able to see a way that he can actually get there, and that was just a tad too low. Now we get a 5.5 with plus monies to open. I understood it, but I'm not a guy who just fires away and straight bet shit without lineups unless I know exactly we're getting that lineup. But I get why all the monies just came on the over and the line has moved where it should have, guys, because this team's just not striking out. Over the last 15 days, they're elite when it comes to walk percentage, strikeout percentage, and isolated power. So the books are going to take that into account. Now, let's go see who they've seen over the last 15 days. How about freaking nobody? As the only guy they've seen that I'd bet on is Hunter Brown, but we know we've had his number this year, and I smacked him versus the Nats the other day because he sucks ass. So we're getting love, guys, if we want to get on Gosman, especially if you got in earlier, guys. This man should never be a 5.5. I don't give a damn who he's facing. We're getting that because the way he was the first few times, and I get it. Gosman's seen these guys twice last year, going 6+ innings each game, having 7 and 10 punch outs respectfully. So let's go check out past history, guys. It's hard for me to think this lineup that we got a guy on the bench who don't strike out and hit some good in Frazier. So I expect Frazier in this lineup, which the books may know, guys, because the projected lineup has 6 guys with at least 5 at bats, and Gosman is striking them out at a 30% clip. So they're not striking out in the numbers, but yet in the past history, they are. The books care about past history more than they do the numbers, but they set the line out there like they didn't give a fuck about the past history, like they knew Frazier was going to be in it. Frazier in like 18 at bats only has like 2 or 3 strikeouts, hits him over a 500 clip. We expect that guy in the lineup today, and there was a couple other guys who hit him well too that were in that lineup. So the books may know that, and that's why they didn't. But if not, they got cracked, and the line has moved 40 cents to the over like it should. And that's the only way I could look right now, guys. At the end of the day, when I look through the projected lineup, granted, it doesn't have the people who struggle versus him. They have terrible whiff percentages. 6 out of the 7 guys to his outpitch the splitter. As we also have Gosman on 6 days rest, where if you watch this show before, or at least all last year, we capitalized on it. Gosman on 6 days rest last year, his velo went up and he was throwing 97. Now this year, his velo went up against the Rockies. It was down versus the Yankees. He said it was cold. Nothing was wrong with him. He proved it the second time versus the Yankees that nothing's wrong with him as his velo was back to back right there where it should be for 2 games straight. So at the end of the day, guys, once lineups come out, it could only be over or nothing for me as we do this work for a reason, guys. And we have the black book for a reason. The black book from last year, we have him seen them 2 times already. We write lineups down. First time he's seen them, guys, it was at the beginning of the year. Not enough times to write up them. But at the second time of this time he's seen them, here we go. It was in September. He went 8 innings, 10 punch outs on a lineup that was walking a tad below league average. They were striking out 24% of the time. This lineup is not striking out 24% of the time, but yet they were crushing the ball with a team isolated power of 190. So the question is, do I want to freaking back Gosman today? As he went 7 innings, had 10 strikeouts versus a team that was crushing the ball. They're crushing the ball again, guys, with actually a 175 ISO in this projected lineup. So I'm looking at running his outs. But then again, if you run his outs, you might as well as run his strikeouts together. As if this dude goes 6 innings, there's no way he don't have 6 strikeouts, guys. So Gosman is an over candidate. I've seen people talking about fading him and over the Royals team total runs, and I think you're on the wrong side of that there, guys. I'm not right every time. I'm not right all the time. But at the end of the day, I think Gosman shows up and dicks him down. Now, weather, you need to check the weather with him. If it's cold outside, his velo may be down. We can't fuck with him with his velos down. We talked about it on the show, how he says the running joke in the clubhouse is 88 to 98, and he don't know what's coming. So we also talk about it on the show, how he doesn't throw his splitter in bullpen sessions, guys. It's a feel pitch. So sometimes he doesn't get it till the second or third inning. He knows you got to jump him early if you're going to get to him. And if he gets past the second inning, his strikeouts are down, his pitch count's down. Look for a live bet, guys, because once he finds a splitter, good luck. And it usually comes in the second, sometimes in the first, but once it comes, these hitters are going to be off balance, as we have 6 of the projected 9 that whiff at a terrible, terrible rate to the splitter, guys. So this is a pitch that gets this team. He has good past history. And yeah, it's over or nothing. I need the lineups, as I think this past history can drop down. And that means the juice will come back down to where it should have been if I want it, because there will be some guys in there that don't strike out to him. Now, Perez has faced him 8 times with 0 strikeouts. If I could bet that he does strike out today, I would. It's time. This dude struggles versus both of his pitches. So I'm going to say Perez is going down today, fellas. Mark that one. So, yeah, look on for Twitter, guys, as I'll be looking to bet 2 other people if I do pull the trigger, as I got to do a couple more lineup work on Sanchez that just came out before this show. And then I'm going to do the lineup work on the Royals. I already got a lot of it set up. I'm just don't think that's the lineup we're getting in that game for sure. Now, I wanted to talk a couple other pitchers before we end this show, because I was doing so much work and had a few things to do that I didn't do 6 write-ups. Now, I was looking at Trevor Rogers of Miami. I was looking to bet him under, and I still will go do some lineup work, but his stuff just isn't the same, guys. He just faced them 10 days ago, only had 5, and this is a team that's hit lefties well over the years, so I'm going to be looking to either fade him or just let him go. I will tweet out everything I'm on today, guys, so I'm not here just to be like, oh, I did these guys and that guy, and he didn't talk, da-da-da-da-da. I looked at Wicks's under for the Cubs, as it's Houston, and I mean, it's either under or nothing with them, but I ended up staying off that strictly because I'm a Pinoch and I don't like to bet unders, you know? I've got to see it in everything, not just in how I know a team plays, or else I would play unders with the Astros and Diamondbacks every time. But yeah, it is what it is till it ain't, guys. So we are on Steven Matz under 4.5 strikeouts at a minus 134. We have that split unit bet on Pablo Lopez. I put $75, guys, on him over 18.5 outs. It was actually really good plus money this morning. I got in at even money on this show, so it is what it is. And then I also parlayed $25, 0.25 unit, guys, for plus 220. And that was plus 260 when I was doing the show. I just didn't put in the bet. I got plus 220 when I put it in. But that's Pablo Lopez over 18.5 outs, hooked to a 7.5 strikeouts. I would double up and bet his strikeouts straight and his outs straight. But the fact that Chris Paddock got 10 yesterday is going to keep my foot on the pedal a little bit to where I at least still have a winning day in that game if he ends on 7. Now, if you have a book where you can bet his outs and pull him down to 7, that just jumps your win percentage up to another 88%. Another way you want to look at it. And we talked about it during his breakdown. So Pablo Lopez is in a good spot. He's in a spot where the book is saying he should smack, he should go deep. And the only reason I'm afraid to bet his strikeouts is because the man had a career day the day before. But appreciate the 40 plus, 50 plus that came in here today. If you haven't smashed the like, do me a favor and smash that like button. Mike dropped in. Those are his RBI bets of the day, guys. And until tomorrow, let's freaking take down the day